Good afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host from the afternoon. My name is Jannatul Naima. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we've already served 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 countries. IGP is internationally organized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 professions and 4,500 organizations. Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) and ISO 9001 (2015) and 10002 (2018) is a training facility for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professionals qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community resources providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So, we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our service locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus location and distance learning platforms. We are an occupational and dependable institution. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education isn't a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, monitoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we also trying to sell premium service for free like create on profitable website, resume builder cover letter, motivation letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game website, free courses, converter sites, and many more. We help to empower youth to learn to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and responsibilities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arrange with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extend free service to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 3 years. We have affiliation with universities, our organization in 70 different countries. Virtual mob signings with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So, we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practiced methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learners we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continual improvement to that individuals who seek information can improve their skill levels and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1126 webinars successfully. At present, we are going to start 1127 program, which name is Research Times. And today's speaker name is Ma'am Atika Kumala Dewi, Indonesia. Before I hand over the stage to Ma'am, want to share a very little bit about our speaker. She linguistic project manager in research development and the institution lecturer career development institute. Hello,
Hello,
ma'am.
hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon from Darfur. How are you today?
I'm good, ma'am. What about you?
I'm very good and I can't wait to discuss with you about our discussion today.
Okay, ma'am. Now let's start with your presentation, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from Indonesia. By the way, right now Indonesia is in third at 3:18 p.m. By the way, guys, how about your place? By the way, thank you very much for the Miss Moderator for giving me to time and opportunity to share about the knowledge. Actually, I'm not the role speaker here. It's not one speaker here, but I give back to all the audiences here. I open discussion. By the way, I'm not the only speaker here, but all of you guys, you can give the comments and also the additional information about about my presentation through box comment here. That's about me. My name is Atika Kumala Dewi. You can reach me easily at my email into my email atikakumala@gmail.com, as easy as atikakumala@gmail.com. You can reach me out in my email, and also you can discuss to me about our discussion today if you are not satisfied, by the way. But hopefully you guys all can be satisfied today. That's all about me. So let's open our discussion again, guys. You can as easy as give the comments, additional information, or inputs about our discussion today through chat box, and in the end of my presentation we will discuss it, by the way. Okay, today is about we will discuss about research type. What is research, by the way, guys? What do you think? What is research in your mind? When I say research, what's come to your mind? Anyone can give? Anyone here can give comments, can give the answer to chat box? Comment box? What is research, by the way, guys? Okay, knowing something new. That's the research. Okay. And then, thank you very much, Ilbo Orlando from Facebook. One more again. What do you think, guys? What is research? Okay, so I will answer it. Okay. Oh, this one from Isharna Kyangwi from Facebook. Research is search for knowledge. Okay, that's true. So, by the way, guys, research is like a systematic investigation. The keywords is just in systematic investigation. So we investigate what needs to be solved, or we investigate the issues around our society or around our where around the place where we are living, around the place where we are standing. That's the research. So systematic investigation. If it is about systematic investigation, we need to be focused in the systematic. What is systemic? Systematic investigations needs to be gone through by like, yeah, systematic, that is tab, that is there are some steps, there are some investigations, there are some rules, there are some a pattern that we need to uh be conduct. That's the that's the difference between the research is just a question. When we come to our question, what we need to be solved in our society, for example, like how we engage our students, that's the question. It's just question. When we come to the action, the systematic action for the investigation, it means that we conduct our research. So that's the answer, by the way. A systematic investigation equal research. So how to do research? First, we need to have a problem. If we don't have problem, it means that we don't need to conduct a research, because research comes from a problem, an issues, a gap among societies. That's before we come to the research. We need to make a question. We need to make a solution for a problem. It means research must have a problem. After that, as easy as we publish it, by for example, or something like that, from for we publish in a reputable journal article, or we publish as easy as our website blog, something like that. That it means that we publish it. After that, we dis- dissecting the dimension of research. Dimension of research here means the type of research. That's the focus of our discussion today. Types of research. The topic, novelty, technology, scope, mood, methods, ideology, politics, utility. I will give you information about one by one of this one. Uh, the topic, we need to have a topic before we come to the research investigation. We need to have a topic. What is your topic? Maybe your topic is about education or house or language acquisition, research, or etc. It means that your interest or your study, your current study in your university or in your college, maybe something like that. You need to consider your topic. The second one is novelty. Novelty is almost always related with or related to the problem. If your problem is just bigger and no one, not no one, just a little people, or just yeah, a little people solve it, it means that your novelty is higher. But it's just like, I give you the example for the novelty of the title of your research. Like, for example, when you have a correlation, correlation of blah 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 blah, correlation of two blah 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 blah, it means that a lot of people in this world have already done with it. It means that your novelty is just too small. If your novelty just too small, I'm sure a lot of editors will reject your title because they just see from your title, oh, this is just correlation. A lot of people do this one, something like that. So be creative, be critical in your research, in gathering a problem in your society, something like that. And also the scope, of course, the scope, like what is your scope, and also modes, method, ideology, politics, utility. We will discuss it in the next slide. Resembling the dimension, qualitative or quantitative. This is the focus of our research. Type of research. Your research is quantitative or your research is qualitative research. I'm sure you are already familiar with this kind of method, quantitative and qualitative research. Next one, how to do research. First, research is about addressing an issue or a problem, or asking and answering a question, or solving a problem. So blah blah blah. So here, there is three dots here. It means that you need to fill the blank. You need to fill the blank by systematic investigation, or we can call it as a research. Okay. The second one, identify an issue, question, or problem. Again, research comes from a problem. If you don't have problem, you cannot do the research. Talk with the people who want or need your study. Maybe talk with your lecturer, a professor is your in your university, or your what is that, supervisor, or etc. It means that you have a person or some people to talk with your problem. After that, you can do the research and then find out what has already known about it. Talk with expert. I suggest you to come to the professors instead of lecture or academic members, because a professor, they have been accredited as a professor. It's been that they are in the highest pyramid of education in their field. So come to the expert. If you cannot come to them, you can come you can reach them first by email. It's already on their paper, right? Usually it's already written on their paper, by the way. And also, read their reviews and original research on the topic. Before you come to the expert, I suggest you to analyze their specialization by reading their expertise, something like that. And plan, cost, and do your study accordingly. You if you just plan without considering the costs and the strategy or the step, I'm sure you will fail. If you just consider for the cost without strategies and the plan, of course, you will also be failed in the middle of your systematic investigation and etc. It means that plan, cost, and consider about the strategy must be balanced, must be what is that? Thought accordingly, on considered accordingly. Write it up and submit it for assessment. And also, better still is do a good job on it and submit for publication. Undergrad projects are sometimes good enough to publish. Your work will benefit more people if you publish it. The more participant you engage, the better your research result will be. So consider that your research and your systematic investigation engage with a lot of people, so much people. It will be better if you uh if you do research on regency instead of a district. If you It will be better you do your research in a country instead of a regency. So that's the more benefit the benefit more people. Rule number one in academia is publish or perish. You can download it. It's already on the Google, publish on or perish. Next one is dissertation, the research of the types of the research. My understanding of the various kinds of research advancement, where I identified various dimension or types, components of research. First, the former college regarded such analysis as a very trivial pursuit If you find a better way to understand research, let me know. Let me know to chat box, okay? The second one, meanwhile, consider this dimension, these types of the topic, types of novelty, types of technology, type of scopes, mode, types of methodology, types of ideology, types of politics, type of utility, and etc. The topic about physical, whether it is physical, whether it is biological, psychological, sociological, or educational, or etc. The novelty, create new versus review published data or info, something like that. And also the technology, you need to consider, you need to dissecting the types of the research here, okay? And this one is the topic. What are you researching? What are you going to conduct the research? Bio, biophysical, whether it is biophysical, whether it is psychophysical, or etc. About clinical, this is what just example, okay, guys? This one is just example. It's not the term or the pattern that you must follow. It's just this example here as just the example. Maybe after my presentation ended, we will have a discussion. I'm so glad. I will be so glad. For example, about clinical, the effect of a herb on performance. So you gather or you engage a lot of people in your country or in your district or in your region say about the effect of a herb on performance. For example, the title of psychological factor affecting workplace satisfaction and etc. Something like that. The main point, you need to consider the topic that you are researching or the topic that you are going to conduct your research. Finding a good question or problem to address can be hard, something like that. You can consider, you can talk with your professor, your lecturer, or your academic members, or your expertise in your research field to design the question or the problem statement, something like that. It can be good supervisor or a good colleague or knowledge or practical experience. Practice, it means expertise and affinity and also and etc. Something like that. Okay, guys? And about the novelty, creating new or reviewing published info. Type of novelty you must also consider. Okay, guys? You must also consider about the types of novelty here. First, you need to create. After that, you need to review. Again, if you do your research, you cannot do by yourself. Even you want to publish your research result in a reputable journal, you need to engage some kind of reviewers and editors. It means that again, you cannot do your research by yourself alone. Okay. Most research projects are so-called original investigation. If it is just a research project, we call it as original investigation. After that, you obtain a new data or information about a phenomenon or about the problem, about an issue. You reach a conclusion and try to publish it. After that, some of research projects are reviews of the literature. You use other other researchers published data or info about a phenomenon. It means that you must give a good literature review in your what is that research result to be a very publishable journal article. Some research project wait a qua you it can be quantitative. Statistical review is called a meta-analysis. You should ear your search doing original research before taking on staying alone. And but write it up, an original investigation always has to include a short review literature. The question is, ma'am, how about when I don't write review literature in my research report or research paper? How about that, mom? Mm, I consider I cannot say that your paper is just publishable paper because you don't write literature of the review, something like that. Again, next one. Oh wait, the next one is technology. Develop new or use existing method. Technology cannot be considered always on the tools you use, like for example SPSS or some PLS. No, it's not like that. But you need to develop new or use existing method. Like we have already known in this world there are two research method: quantitative or qualitative, or mixed method, or descriptive method, or etc. It means that you use existing method or you use new method based on yourself. First, sometimes topic a legitimate topic for study is methodological. For example, development of novel investigation of measuring device, of a psychometric instrument, questionnaire or inventory, a protocol of physical performance tests, diagnostic tests, method analysis, and etc. It means that you need to consider the types of method, the types of the method that you will use for your research, something like that. Okay. The next one is about scope, case or sample. Your scope is included case or sample, by the way, guys. The type is the case or sample. So you need to consider about these two types of the scope. Okay. Are you solving a single case or something, or is it a sample that will allow you to generalize a population? If you use a single case or a data or you need to you want to focus on the evaluation, assessment, etc. And in a single case, you uh, you are recommended to use quantitative research methodology. But if you want to generalize to a population, like you want to generalize the issue, to generalize to be worldwide research result, you are recommended to come to qualitative research methodology. Like that, it's just a recommendation for me, guys. If you have another what is that information, you can add to chat box. Okay. In a case study, you are interested in what happened or will happen here. So if you come to what happened, it means that you want to generalize your research result. You are recommended to come to qualitative. After that, if you're finding a place on locally, like to case you're studied, something like that. So it means that you get a lot of participants, but your case is just too small, or a single case, or just you just need to test or evaluate a case. It means that you are recommended to come to quantitative, something like that, guys. Let's check out together. The cost for an essay can be like in a court case. A court case again. Who is the court? Who is the just court? The just court is your expert, or the people you are discussing with your research, something like that. Qualitative methods are often qualitative required because some people are easy to generalize something. Um, instead of just testing or evaluate something. You reach an answer by applying logic or common sense and skeptics to your knowledge and to the information you gather. Be aware, be wary, and conventional wisdom in your own prejudice, something like that. So it means that you need to be really, really careful to consider about the types of everything that we have already we have already discussed. Okay, next. Okay, we have already discussed this one. We just need to come to mode of inquiry. Right now, we need to consider about the types of mode of inquiry. Observe it, whether your research will go with observational research or inter interventionist research, something like that. Observational or not experimental or descriptive, or it is interventionist or experimental. If you come with this observational to descriptive, you are recommended to come to qualitative. But if you want to have experimental or test or evaluation, you can come to quantitative, something like that, guys. Okay, so let's go on. Nah, finally, we come to quantitative and qualitative. I just before we come to discuss about the method, the types of method. I remember what my teacher, my lecturer, my professor said, that the heart of the research is in the method. If you cannot consider about the method you are going to approach to your research, your research result will be nothing, will not have a soul, the will not have the magnet to the readers to read your research. It means that first of all, before you have decided your question, you must come to the methods first, the types of the method. You need to consider about the types of the method first before you come to write a background, to write the literature review, and etc. So the heart of the research is in the types of the method you are considered to be the approach to your research. Okay? With the quantitative methods, you gather the data with an instrument such as stopwatch, blood test, video analysis package, or a structured questionnaire, and etc. You derive measures of variables from the data, then investigate relationship about the variables. Some people think you have to do it by testing hypotheses. Error of measurements is an important issue that you must really, really warn, even in the beginning of the of your investigation, because if the error are just inject to all your research result will be failed. Absolutely. Almost all research have noise or other errors. Errors affect the relationship between the measures. You attend to errors via validity and reliability. A pilot study to investigate error can be valuable. If you are interested, guys, if you are interested to uh what is that, discuss or to have more information about the methodology that you need to consider, the types of methodology that you need to consider, you can come to my following webinars to this through this EGP, by the way. Okay, because today we just need to have types of research that we need to consider. So let's move on. With qualitative methods, you can gather information or themes from text, conversation. Oh, I cannot see. Okay. Okay, wait. And as a draft, something like loosely structured interviews that tell coherent story. Software such and Vivo can help, or you can also go to the Google to have like a database, qualitative database. There are, I'm sure, a lot of expertise in this world have already created it for academic studies. Then the open-ended nature of these methods allow for more flexibility and serendipity in identifying factors and practical strategies than the formal structures quantitative approach. The direction of the research may be changed in midstream, and formal procedures enhance trustworthiness of the information. Various triangulation aim for the coherence of the info from various sources, member checking or respondent validation, the subject checks and the researcher analysis, and peer briefing colleges, peer sorry, expert checks and the analysis. It means that your challenge when you decide to have a qualitative approach in your research method, you must also consider about the trustworthiness here. That's the challenge. You must have a, instead of you have a two supervisor in your study or master or doctoral degree studies, you must have three supervisors. The last one is your trustworthiness or expert validation. That's the challenge. But if you consider to have a quantitative, you must master on the tools like SPSS, or SIMPLS or something like that. Okay, that's they have their own challenge in the measurement. Also, the ideology. You need to consider about the types of the ideology, objective or subjective. If it is objective, means it will be you are recommended to come to quantitative. If it is subjective, it means that you are recommended to come to qualitative. Why is it like that, ma'am? The answer is because if you want to have objective research results, you are recommended to have a quantitative because it will engage a large number of people or participants. But if it is subjective, you are recommended to come to qualitative approach. Why? Because in qualitative approach, you are not recommended to have a large number of the people to be your participants, but just a little people, like one or three or 15 or etc. Again, if you are interested to have more discussion on methodology, you can search on AGP, my next webinar. I will focus on the discussion on quantitative and qualitative, by the way. Okay? Other refers to the dimension as paradigmatic or philosophical. A paradigm sometimes has religious status for its adherents to solve, not question it, something like that. Positivist or objectivist. Again, the ideology is related. The type of ideology is related to our next discussion in the next webinar with IGP, of course. I forgot if it will be on February, March, or April. It means that in this year I will have 5 webinars with IGP on the research, of course. Okay. Post-structuralist, interpretalist, and etc. We have already discussed this one, by the way, guys. So again, you also need to consider about the types of politics. You are neutral or partisan. You are neutral or partisan. You are neutral means you are not engaged with the policy makers in your country, your district, your agency. No, you are just neutral. You just an academician, like something like that. But if you are the academician who engage with the government to make a policy makers, who make a new policy, you who make a like the new issues among the society, because sometimes government needs us as a their consideration. They need academician, they need academics for their conclusion, their policy conclusion, something like that, guys. So that's, you also need to consider about the types of politics. Wait a minute. Again, types of utility, pure or applied. If you want to have a pure, I recommend you to come to qualitative, because sometimes qualitative approach uh, can uh, pick up, can pick up about a new theory. But if you are interested to have applied studies, you are recommended to come to quantitative research method, because you sometimes you test about the phenomenon, about the research question that you have already decided. Okay. Resembling the dimension. This one is just the dimension or the types of the research, of the research. Okay, I think that's all. In conclusion, a given research project can be characterized as topic, novelty, technology, scope, mode, methods, ideology, politics, type. If you have considered about the research, please just consider also about the types of these characteristics. Okay, this dimensional view may help you sort of a good approach to a specific project, but I may have missed and neglect some this dimension. There may be better ways to understand research. Your work needs to be credible to some people, and preferably for also publish if it is to have any impact. It means that impactful. Okay. Okay, I think that's all. Miss Moderator, I give back the time to you. Hello, Miss Moderator, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now it's time for our question answer session, which is one of the more valuable part of our regular webinars. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us after a short video. We will come back in our session part 2, which is question answer part.
Okay, first question.
আগে ম্যাডামকে তুলবো। হ্যালো ম্যাম।
Hello, I'm here.
ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক ম্যাম।
Hello.
Dear IGP's knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as want to know from our speaker. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your questions in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. After question answer, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Okay.
Our একটা আসছে question. Our first question from Abba. From the said method, which aspect of research require quantitative approach?
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Moderator. So thank you also for ABBA scientists from the SATES method, which aspect of research require quantitative or qualitative approach. Also, you need to consider about your research question first. What is the research question? Your research question needs the answer on the based on evaluation or task, or your research question needs an answer based on um, generalized data, something like that. If it is based on evaluation or a task, you must come to quantitative. But if you want to generalize your research question by descriptive approach, explore exploratory approach, and it means that you want to generalize the problem, you want to make a new theory, you want to make a new information on that, you are recommended to come to qualitative. If you are interested to study or to learn more on uh, the methodology consideration for your research, you can come to my following webinars to through IGP in the next webinar. I think in March or in June, if I'm not mistaken. You can check on their website. Okay, thank you, Miss or Mr. Abba scientist. Thank you.
Our second question from Jordan. Good day, ma'am. What is the nature of research?
The nature, thank you, Mr. Jordan Jew of Jutia. Based on my experience, the nature of the research is your ideology, is your expertise, is your something like that. It means that it's yourself as the researcher. So that's the nature of the research. You are interested if you are if your ideology is politics, you can, I'm sure you cannot come to the educational studies or like health studies because your expertise because your interest is in politics, something like that. So the nature of the research is your ideology, is your interest, something like that. Next.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm.
Our third question from Ilbo. Coach, I am just review here how to participate on the no um, this question from JB. Hello, ma'am. Atika, I have a question. How to write a research question? What are the guidelines?
Okay, thank you, Miss and Mr. Jeep Nuins. I will just come Juntila. Yeah? Thank you. how to write a research question. That's interesting question, by the way. uh, you just need to, what is that like? See your society. What is the problem in your society that you are standing on? What is the problem? What is the issue that needs to be solved by systematic investigation? Something like that. For example, the issue is about uh if I'm not mistaken, right now, uh there are in Indonesia there are a lot of immigrants are coming in Indonesia, so they don't know, they cannot speak bahasa Indonesia, they don't acknowledge bahasa Indonesia, also they don't have skill to speak English. It means that the gap is they don't speak English. So that's the gap and the question, or not question, the gap and the problem that needs to be solved. It means that how to make them be able to speak English. That's the question. Or what is the strategy to make the immigrant in Indonesia to be able to speak English, something like that. So a research there is no guidelines to make a research question. Is the research question starts from your place or your society of the problem, something like that. So it means that you must find a problem or an issues first, something like that. Next. I cannot hear your voice, Miss Moderator.
Sorry, ma'am. This question from Jondal: if the result of the research don't meet its objective, what primary aspect of research should the researchers need to change?
Again, because the researchers must have a skill in writing, so you can argue why your research don't meet its objectives through your writing, something like that. I don't recommend you, if you have already make an investigation, gather the data collection, something like that, I don't recommend you to change directly the research or the objective. I um i recommend you to have to make argumentative opinion based on your experience, supported by previous studies, something
এই
like that.
নামটা পড়তে পারতেছি না,
So
কি কোন?
it's just about argumentative writing. the more the more we can argument on our writing, the better our research result will be. I often find one research article that I forget the title, but I ever meet one research article that are they were failed in the middle of their investigation, but they can argue, and they continue their investigation uh in very good, what is that like, good strategies, good, what is that, good writing, something like that, and they can publish it in Q1, if I'm not mistaken, Q1 or Q2 reputable journal, something like that. So the keywords is how you can argue your writing. Next.
Next question from Wangji: hybrid method and mixed mode method, which term is more commonly used?
Thank you, Punsto Wangdi. Based on my experience, because I'm just a very not very good researchers already. So based on my reading, it makes mode method is more common right now in this world. instead of hybrid method, because hybrid method is just new up new upgrade since COVID-19 pandemic situation in 2019. That's why mixed mode method uh, is more common in the researcher society. Now, again, if you are interested to discuss about research methodology, you can come to my following my next webinars through IGP. Thank you. Next.
Thank you, ma'am. This question from Roina. What
Mm-mm.
factors should be taken into consideration when selecting a research method in a certain topic?
The factors is the participant again. I recommend you after you come after you have decided your research question, and then you come to before you come to the method, you need to consider about the data that you will gather. So the data collection is just the key all of the key key all of the methodology, something like that. Next.
Thank you, ma'am. This question from Jay. How to develop good research, ma'am? Tips, please.
Okay, so the good research, I my my personal opinion, I don't have a argument like a good research, no. But in this world, a good research can be not can be have already published in very reputable journal like Scopus Index or um ICI journals, Web or Journals Index, or in Indonesia we have Sinta Index, something like that. So in my personal opinion, good research is the research that can be done and published in a very reputable journal. I think in India and Bangladesh they have a lot of reputable journal uh, in their country like Q1, Q2, Q3. I have a lot of reputable journal like Scopus Index in India and also in Bangladesh and also in Middle East, I think. Mm. Next.
Thank you, ma'am. Again, question from Jay. What are the typical quantitative research?
The key of quantitative research is the evaluation and the test. So if you want to evaluate and test of the problem with the previous studies, you can come quantitative research. I think quantitative research is the easiest
Just like
methodology that you can approach. But the challenge is you must have a large number of the participant. The second one, you must have mastered you must have already mastered on the tools, quantitative tools like SPSS or SEMPLS or etc. Something like Ankong for the database and something like that. So that's all. Mm.
Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day to day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you. Take care, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Honorable Ma'am, before we move to the next webinar, certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye, guys. Good luck. See you in the next webinar. Bye bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Bye. এটা একটু স্ট্রিমে দিই। IGP Knowledge Seekers is time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Our video today. Um, our today's program name is Research Types and the code is IGP 5678. Without code, no one is eligible for certificates. With code, you can claim your certificates anytime. For the certification, you have to go www.eduigp.com. Then you have to click sign in, log in if you already have an account, or create a new account if you are new. Once logged in, click Free Webinars. Select the webinar title and click Continue course, get enrolled if you haven't enrolled yet. Type the code in your certificate code box. Click Get your certificate. It is downloadable in PDF file already. Just check it in your file manager or download folder. Don't forget to leave a review in our FB page, website, in Google. Dear IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Dear participants, please join our quiz competition. You have to go www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. Quiz code is IGP2. Please join in slide with code. The code is IGP2. You can see uh, in our 41 people already joined. So everyone joined. After 1 minute, we'll start. Please everyone join. You have to go www.slido.com and the code is IGP2. Now let's start. First question is we research to option 1 to prove the client wrong. Second option meet the client's need. And the correct answer is meet the client's needs. 97% people are right. In the leaderboard, first position is Kiduana, second is Jimanin, third is Jomar, fourth Ricky, and the fifth is Leah. Second question is what types of frogs did we research? Honored frog, dirt frog. And the correct answer is honored frog. 68% are right. Sorry. In the leaderboard, we have Kiduana, second Ricky, third Jimalin, fourth Leah. And third question is why should you research? Number 1, facts and data. 2, physical behavior. And the correct answer is facts and data. 94% are people right. In the leaderboard, number 1, Kiduana, number 2, Dimalin, third, Jordan, fourth is Leah, fifth, Nico. Number 4th question, what two types of adoptions did we research and write about? Behavioral and emotional. Second, physical and behavioral. Apuas live. And the correct answer is physical and behavioral. 48% people are right. In the leaderboard, number 1 is Jordan, number 2 Dimalin, third is Julius. Move to the next question. The fifth question is types of guardians: visual, verbal, manual, mechanical. Second option visual, verbal, manual, mechanery. Eighty percent people are right. The correct answer is visual, verbal, manual, mechanical. And the leaderboard, Jimilin, second position, Julie's, third is Ria. Move to the next question. Pick the types of testing we can do. Number 1, destructive. Number 2, non-market testing. And the correct answer is destructive, non-destructive testing. 74% people are right. In the leaderboard, first position is Leah, second is Julius, third is Hannah, fourth is Jimani. Move to the seventh question. What are the research tools? Physical items, non-physical items, and online resources. Second is library books. And the correct answer is physical items, non-physical items, and online resources. 98% people are right. In the leaderboard, first position is holding Leah, second is Julius, third is Hannah. Move to the eighth question. The types of things I am trying to identify in my research. Examples are things I want to do for my work, common styles, presentation formats, convention. And the correct answer is common styles, presentation formats, conventions. 83% people are right. In the leaderboard, Leah, second is Julius, third is Hannah. Move to the ninth question. Why should you research more than once? You should always try to get as many sources as possible. Second option, this allows you to look for the best possible resources available. And the correct answer is this allows you to look for the best possible sources available. 81% people are right. In the leaderboard, Leah, second is Hannah, third is Ilsa, fourth is Materasa. Tenth question and last question. What types of database should you use? Academic database or second is the first one you find? The correct answer is academic database. 95% people are right. In the leaderboard, first position is holding Leah, second is Hannah, third is Ilsa, fourth is Materasa. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the results, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skills, never stop learning cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to goal, not to people or thing. Albert Einstein before I say or hit the end live button again once thanks to all IGP knowledge seekers for your activate participation as always. See you in the next session. Thank you.